All right, this is a full breakdown of how Barcelona dismantled Newcastle. See, this thing is just common knowledge. Like, it's common knowledge. I see when a lot of people say, we are saying before the match that EPL teams are strong, EPL teams have the physicality and all of that. Before I even say, do you think Rayo Vallecano, Mallorca and the rest don't have that physicality and that intensity? That's the question you should ask yourself. But that aside, like from the first half of that game, we saw how Newcastle came in full to play, like with that intensity, with that force, and they exacted all their energy in the first 15 minutes. But what they failed to do was to apply the brain work, because when they came into the match, they actually thought Barcelona was going to create that large high line and give in into more attack in the first half. But no, with a very different plan entirely, where they sat back a bit in the defense and didn't go all out to attack in the first half. Then Newcastle United had all the chances in the world. They had all the pressure. The heat was on Barcelona, looking for means to defend from the first half. Newcastle had the chances, but they could not convert these chances. This is another thing you need to take note of. In Europe, if you're playing the Champions League, you don't need 3-4 chances before you convert to a goal. Newcastle already had all the chances, but the ability now to convert those chances to goals, that was where the problem came. Because Barcelona in the defense, we are clinical. They knew when to go out and when not to go. Newcastle was just expecting that big space behind the Barcelona defense, which was a different ball game yesterday. Like, they came in a very different form, and all thanks to Hansi Flick. You understand? He knows that if we give that space, definitely Newcastle was going to harm us much. So he pushed the defense line backward a bit. Newcastle had all the chances in the first half. Now Barcelona was trying to cool the tempo of the game, which they were not able to do it perfectly. Like, to the way I wanted to watch it. I wanted to see Newcastle chasing after this ball in the first half. You understand? But instead, they had the ball, but they were not able to harm Barcelona because they could not penetrate properly. They had all the energy, they had everything, they ran, they had some great chances in the first half. Then they were not able to really convert. Then back to in the second half, that was where Barcelona actually called them and said, "Yeah, come closer, come and learn how to play football." We dropped the ball on the ground, faced them squarely. All the passes were orchestrated, like well planned. And on the 58th minute, where we had the chance, Marcus Rashford with a clever, and all the physicality you guys had, and all the length, the height you guys were talking about, because before the match, everybody was like, and not even everybody was like, all the Newcastle defenders, attackers, everybody in that Newcastle team was huge. Almost everybody in that team is a tall person. You understand? But it's not just being tall or having the height. How do you use it against your opponent? How do you use it? Barcelona knew they had in that height. They have an alternative way of playing people that are tall, which was dropping the ball on the ground. Even at that, they didn't just drop the ball on the ground. They scored a header. Like, all your tall defenders, what's up with them? Marcus Rashford scored the first goal through a header with the cross from Jules Koundé. Now to the midfield. After that first goal, you saw that everybody was in their pants. They were looking for a way now to sit back and see if they could recoup and maybe drop the ball back to the ground to play the way Barcelona was playing. But it's not your game. Like, that's not how you play. They could not meet up with the intensity anymore. The midfield was so compact. Bruno Guimaraes was nowhere to be found, like, to say he was doing anything with his strength. And all of them, they are all physical players. All of them are above 80 in FIFA rating, physicality. Do you understand? That's what we say. It's not this football thing. It's not all about the strength. It's not all about you being able to bulldoze people. See, football is played in Spain. Football is not just this cock and shoot they do in England. That's why Newcastle found it hard to play against Barcelona. They had the chances in the first half, not denying that, but they were not able to convert that. Because in Europe, you're playing in Champions League, you have to be able to convert your chances, especially when you have them very early. You understand? Even Pedri and Frankie de Jong looked everywhere. When the second goal came, see, that's where you saw that yes, these people could actually hold the ball. Newcastle all of them were breathing through their innards, like nobody to say, okay, I'm going to keep this ball in the Newcastle half and play, like from their own end. They could not keep up again. Why? Because they have used their energy to play the cock and shoot pattern they play in Premier League. Now you're seeing through midfield brilliance, and you can't meet up. This one is about intelligence and not just about energy. You have the energy. As you're putting out the energy, it affects your opponent too. Yes, but at the end, you're giving your energy and they are also giving their own energy. At the point, you get exhausted. The match becomes boring. But when you are playing with more of your brain than just running, you reserve your energy and also do the playing. But Newcastle did not plan that way. They thought they always say the English league is tough. It's not about running up and down like Adama Traore. This is football. If see everybody, Jack Grealish, Posco, they had to come out and say, yo, this Pedri guy, this is what we've been saying about Pedri. Everybody keeps saying, we are overhyping our players. See, this thing is not overhyped. You can't watch Pedri and Frankie the Young play and you tell me those guys are not top class footballers. That's what you get when you play good football and not just running up and down and chasing what I don't understand. I'm also to all these EPL fanboys, you guys need to calm down. You guys need to calm down. I hope Chelsea fans watch this match. They are the ones that have been calling for Barcelona. Give us Barcelona. Give us Barcelona. We've used Newcastle as a test run. They say, oh, St. James's Park, nobody plays there and nobody comes out safe. No, we went there and dismantled that mentality that is only power and chisel and hammer football that succeed. We don't do that here. We are Barcelona. We were able to dismantle that goal. And when they got the second, when they got that goal in the 90th minute, I feel that was where you guys saw more of Pedri. He came out and stabilized the game, like playing with no stress, Those guys, you immediately have to say that. This guy, how do they call him? Anthony Gordon, one of the Newcastle midfielders, said he has not played the Premier League. Sorry, a football club that keeps football on the ground the way Barcelona did. They have played Manchester United, they have played Man City, they played Liverpool, but you see Barcelona, it's a discovery. They've never seen that before at the St. James's Park. This is pure class, not just this Premier League cock and shoot gimmick that you guys do there. They saw proper football and they acknowledged it. That's what will be coming to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea fans, you guys should be ready. At least you're taking a lesson from what happened to Newcastle. Maybe you can work on yourself again, but do we care? No, Barcelona is still Barcelona. We are coming to whip your ass. We are coming to whip your asses down.